green tomatoes in your garden, you don't know what to do with them? My name is Jill Imprezzato, and I'm going to teach you a great recipe using Philadelphia cream cheese to make this my favorite fried red tomato sandwiches. If somebody had to ask me what my favorite cheese was and it was the only one I could have, honestly, I'd have to say Philadelphia cream cheese. The benefits of all of the things that you can do with it, you can make creamy sauces and stews and soups, and you can fill sandwiches and vegetables, and don't forget your cheesecakes and your desserts. Could go on endlessly about it, like Forrest Gump about shrimp. But what we're making here is these lovely stuffed sandwiches. Your family's going to love them. You're going to use 4 large tomatoes, preferably the great big red succulent beefsteak tomatoes. But what we have here is I've already cut a couple of them. You're going to core out the center here just to get that end part off. And you're going to slice the ends off. Not too much, just to get the end off on both sides. And what I do, you're going to be slicing these into 4 slices, 4 thick slices. So I kind of divided it up into 4 slices. And then I'll cut them. We'll be sandwiching these together. And did I mention the word salmon with Philadelphia cream cheese? These are going to be stuffed with a herb salmon cream cheese. Now you want to let these drain just a little while. Get some of the juices, and then you can discard your tomatoes or use them in a favorite sauce. Now we're going to do a basic kind of a coating and a breading where you first we're going to fill our tomato sandwiches, and then we're going to be dipping them in first a flour base, into our egg mixture, and into our breading. But first let's make our sauce, our filling. Now what's really great about this filling is that it's also going to be your sauce. So right here we have 1 pound of Philadelphia cream cheese. Mix this up. And you want this to be at room temperature so that it can blend up easily. And we're going to have a little pinch of salt, about a 1/4 teaspoon, and a little bit of pepper. I have 2 cloves of garlic that I've chopped. And we want to put that in. Sun-dried tomatoes and basil. Parsley, and it's about a 1/2 cup, but we're going to use a 1/4 cup in the filling. So we're going to leave some of this in here for our garnishing and for our sauce. And you want to get this blended well. And we're not going to put our salmon in yet because this is going to be the equivalent of our filling, and the other half is going to be for our sauces. And what I'm going to do is I'm just going to kind of eyeball our half, and then I'm going to put the rest in here in this bowl for now. Now I have 4 ounces of salmon. And that's going to be blended into our cream cheese. And that's what's going to make our filling for our tomato sandwiches. And it just is so good. Okay. Let's start with our first tomato. And spread it in. And then we're going to top it. And set it over. Alright, we're almost done here. We've got 3. Well, we've got our tomato sandwiches made, as you can see. And what we're going to do next is we're going to be dipping in our flour, our egg mixture, and our panko. I've put a little bit of salt and pepper in here. Every time I've salted or peppered just to get a layer of flavor going. Here is our dipping. So we're going to flour, then do our egg. And this is the panko. And this also has salt and pepper in it. This is our Japanese breadcrumbs. And it's going to give it a really nice crunch. So our first tomato, we're going to dip in flour. Just on both sides. You don't have to completely flour it. You just want to get your sides real good. Dip it. Try to do the one-handed method, so you've got one hand that's clean. Dip it, and then into your mixture here. All right, we got one. We just finished up breading our tomato sandwiches, and now we're going to just put them in a little bit of oil, about 3 tablespoons, and we're going to brown them. Turn them upside down 2 or 3 times around in your pan. You want to make sure that you don't burn them, so don't get too much ahead of yourself. Leave room so you'll be able to turn them. And now what we're going to do next, at the same time while these are cooking, we're going to start our cream cheese. So what I was telling you was that the same filling is also going to be our sauce. So we want to put this on low. Put about a tablespoon of olive oil in it also. And we're going to add about 1/2 cup of cream. Our filling, the other half of the filling. We're going to let it cook down into a really nice creamy sauce. I also am going to do a little pinch of salt, pepper. The rest of our parsley is going in here. And I have a little hint of Italian herbs. So this is what we're going to be doing. Let this cook down. So we'll be plating our tomatoes on top of this luscious creamy sauce as well. Coming along nice. Turn it up a little bit, but like I said, you don't want to rush them. Look how nice and creamy the sauce has become. What was I telling you about this? Alright, we're going to turn this down on low. And it's just about ready. Let's check our tomatoes. Oh, nice and golden. We'll pour a little bit of the sauce onto the plate. Place it on. I would take from my fresh garden some of my basil. Put some pretty basil on it. Take a little bit of our sun-dried tomatoes. And then, of course, I would finish off with the last of our parsley. And then that's how I would serve it. And that's delicious.